To those who are being promoted, to President Lieutenant Patrick A. Burnett, President Lieutenant Alexander Castellon, President Lieutenant Claudia S. Aguirre Cruz, who will be promoted to the ranks of captain, and I believe Lieutenant Aguirre Cruz will be the first woman promoted to this rank in the history of the city of Passaic. Madam Clerk, did we verify that? Did you check the records? Are we gonna go yes right now? We'll go with it. We'll go with that. Also, we want to recognize our Sergeant Jason Cancel. Jason. And joining us, I believe, live from Scotland, Sergeant Roberto Cancel Jr., who's at his brother's wedding. There he is with his family. Huh? The chief wants to know if you're at a pub. No, he said no. Chief, he said no. He just wanted to make sure everyone knows. As mayor, I confess, and I've stated it often, it is amongst the greatest privilege and honor to participate in ceremonies like this. It is the right of mayor to promote individuals to new ranks. But these decisions aren't made in a silo. They're not arbitrary decisions. They come through conversations with the chief, through conversations with the PBA president, conversations with other ranking officers, as well as patrolmen and the community. I've always prided myself on sticking to the order, going through the list, 1, 2, 3, and according to the need. I made a commitment when I was first elected to keep the politics out of it, to always acknowledge the hard work of individuals, to ensure that their promotions are based on merit, so that everyone will know that our city is in good hands. You know, I have often looked to greater men, and those who have had amazing impact on our nation and the world, to seek guidance and wisdom. I have looked to amazing writers, and one quote that stuck out with me is Publilius Cyrus, who stated, "Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm." It's very easy to be a leader when everything's going right. For some officers, they sometimes share conversations or experiences with retired officers who wax nostalgic of the good old days, when things were a little smoother, when you can do more. I admit to you that it is obvious that officers now face unique challenges, requirements, and expectations that make me shake my head. And sometimes it feels like it's the officers that are being restrained, or that the laws are becoming more of a burden on those who are sworn or taking the oath to protect and serve, and making it a bit easier for those who would break it. I consider the climate and the culture of today and say it's not easy to supervise and to lead and to mentor those around you. It's not easy when you have to give account every single second for every single decision, when you're expected to be psychologist, parent, community leader, peacemaker, and much more, and do it perfectly. That is why I've always stood with the chief, with the PBA, with our chief from the fire department, and with your families, to be public in my support of you, to let you know that we stand with you. I've always stated that I am a blue mayor, that I believe in police, I believe in law and order. I stand with you immediately. That is not to say that we don't hold people accountable for not doing what they're supposed to, or when they do what they're not supposed to do. But if you cannot support the police, if you cannot stand up for them, not just on the special day of promotion or holidays, or when we're raising the flag, or on a particular day when we're responding to a tragedy, then I say there's something wrong with you. because our police are heroic every single day. They go out there with the intention to keep the peace. It says, and I'll let Reverend Ezepi correct me if I'm wrong, in Matthew 5:9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. They go out there to ensure that people can sleep well at night. George Orwell once said that people sleep peacefully because those who are rough stand willing to do violence on their behalf. That is a reality of being in law enforcement, that others can rest and be at peace because there are brave and courageous individuals in uniform who are willing to take the actions necessary to preserve that peace. Because peace does not come as a result of words spoken or of just well wishes. It comes because of those who have trained and have made commitments are willing to do what's necessary to protect those who are vulnerable, those who perhaps cannot protect themselves. It is important that we recognize this. I share this to each and every one of you who will be promoted because the expectations, again, I'll reiterate, are so great. Because you have children that look up to you, officers that look back as they have retired, imploring you to continue in this remarkable and most sacred legacy, to uphold the honor of the badge and the oaths that you will take, because it is a family, and what happens to one impacts all. You have an entire community depending on you. That is a lot on your shoulders. It is why we take so seriously the prayers as we begin these ceremonies and the prayers that follow every single day. So many of you who are here, I have had the privilege of seeing you grow up. I have seen you become remarkable leaders in our city. Graduated with some of you. I have seen your approach to public safety and to community engagement. I have seen your dedication to your family in blue and to your family at home. I have seen you in storms, in fires, responding to crime. I have read reports coming from the chief and the DCs of remarkable efforts that have taken dangerous guns off of the streets, that have solved crimes, that have reunited lost children with their parents, that have advocated on behalf of important initiatives that will make sure that children with special needs or children that are going to school or families can be safe and can have the quality of life that they deserve. I have seen you when you are angry, frustrated, and disappointed. Sometimes you've directed it at me. I can appreciate that. And sometimes you have directed it at the system in general, and that's real. I say this to point out that we are not simply promoting individuals from one rank to another. We are acknowledging the efforts, the sacrifices, the work of remarkable officers and their families. I speak about their families because every day that they put on these uniforms and they come to work, the families at home, you are a part of it. You are praying for their safe return. You are praying that God sends his angels around them every minute of the day, not just them, but those that they serve with. I thank you for all that you do for our departments and our city and all of our community. As mayor, I want to conclude where I began. I shared that I know some of you personally. I can go into individual stories one by one, but we'll be here very long. And the chief often has a pool that people bet on how long I will speak. I'm trying to win the shortest box available. But where I began was you're being promoted because of your efforts, because of your hard work. This is not a result of relationships, political pressure, or anything other than the fact that one day you chose to become a police officer. You went to the police academy. You went through all the adversities and challenges before you, and you accomplished that goal. And you did not just stay there. You decided that you wanted to study, take tests, pass those tests, become sergeants and lieutenants, and move on. Not for your own glory, because you wanted to serve, you wanted to make your families proud, and you wanted to lead others. At times, I have admitted that your approaches in certain circumstances have made me wonder, only later on to say, what remarkable wisdom, what what incredible hearts, what amazing valor and courage each of you have. I state this again because I want everyone to know that when you come up here and you're sworn in, it is because you deserve it, because you did everything that you had to do, because you put in the long nights, because you decided in every single exchange, every interaction, every moment that you would uphold that sacred oath that you took. And I cannot possibly be prouder as your mayor to be a part of this ceremony, to join your families and loved ones in our entire community, to celebrate you, and to thank you, Chief, for your leadership.